From the dazzling lights of the wrestling ring to the shadowy depths of personal turmoil, Tiffany Stratton's life is a story like no other. Once hailed as one of the most promising stars in the WWE, her electrifying charisma and undeniable talent made her a fan favorite. But behind the curtain of fame lay a turbulent narrative of ambition, betrayal, and self-discovery. At the height of her career, Tiffany seemed invincible, a shining example of how hard work and raw talent could defy the odds. Yet, her meteoric rise came at a cost, unraveling in a series of controversies that threatened to overshadow her legacy. The scandals were as shocking as they were public, turning the golden girl of the wrestling world into a polarizing figure overnight. But Tiffany's story didn't end there. Instead of succumbing to the weight of her mistakes, she embarked on a journey of redemption, proving that even in the face of adversity, one can rewrite their narrative. Her resilience and determination to rebuild her career and personal life transformed her from a fallen star to a symbol of perseverance and hope. This is the untold story of Tiffany Stratton, a tale of triumph, scandal, and the relentless pursuit of redemption. Through exclusive insights, emotional anecdotes, and shocking revelations, we uncover the real person behind the wrestling persona, offering a glimpse into the complexities of fame, the price of ambition, and the power of second chances. Tiffany Stratton's story begins far from the glamour of the wrestling ring. In a small suburban town where she was raised in a close-knit but competitive environment, born to parents who believed in discipline and hard work, Tiffany's childhood was anything but ordinary. Her father, a former athlete, instilled in her a love for sports at an early age, while her mother, a schoolteacher, emphasized the importance of resilience and intellect. Even as a child, Tiffany stood out. Her peers described her as fiercely determined, a young girl who would never back down from a challenge. Whether it was excelling in gymnastics, dominating school debates, or leading her high school's cheerleading squad, Tiffany's drive for perfection was evident. It was during these formative years that her love for performing and athleticism began to intertwine, hinting at the career that lay ahead. However, Tiffany's upbringing wasn't without its struggles. Beneath the surface of her seemingly perfect suburban life, she faced the pressure of living up to her parents' high expectations. Failure was never an option. Tiffany would later reflect in an interview. Every misstep felt like the end of the world. This relentless pressure fueled her ambition, but also sowed the seeds of self-doubt that would follow her into adulthood. The turning point came during her teenage years when a family tragedy shook Tiffany to her core. Losing a beloved family member pushed her to channel her grief into her passions. She became determined to succeed, not just for herself, but to honor the memory of the loved one she had lost. It was around this time that Tiffany first stumbled upon professional wrestling, a world where her athleticism and larger-than-life personality could truly shine. Tiffany's early life was a blend of triumph and tribulation, setting the stage for the fierce competitor she would become. Every setback she faced seemed to sharpen her resolve, preparing her for the challenges that awaited her in the high-stakes world of professional wrestling. Tiffany Stratton's journey to stardom wasn't immediate, but her determination and unique blend of charisma and athleticism made her stand out from the crowd. Her first step into the world of professional wrestling began with local training camps, where she quickly garnered attention for her uncanny ability to captivate an audience. With her background in gymnastics and cheerleading, Tiffany's agility and showmanship were unparalleled, earning her the nickname the Diamond of the Ring. In her early days, she faced numerous challenges, grueling training sessions, dismissive peers, and a relentless schedule. It wasn't just about being strong. It was about proving I deserved to be there. She once said, "The physical toll was immense, but Tiffany thrived on the intensity, using every hardship as fuel to drive her forward. Her big break came when she signed with the WWE's developmental program. Here, Tiffany's talent was refined, and her natural flair for the dramatic began to shine. Within months, she was a crowd favorite, her performances blending technical prowess with an undeniable stage presence. Fans were mesmerized by her signature moves, like the breathtaking aerial finisher she called the Diamond Spiral, which became her trademark. What truly set Tiffany apart, however, was her ability to connect with audiences. She wasn't just an athlete, she was a storyteller. Every match was a narrative, with Tiffany playing the hero or the villain with equal conviction. Her confidence and magnetic personality earned her the spotlight in high-profile matches. And soon, she was headlining events, a feat few wrestlers achieved so early in their careers. But the rise wasn't without its sacrifices. As her fame grew, so did the scrutiny. Critics often questioned whether her rapid ascent was due to her talent or her marketability. These whispers of doubt fueled her even further. I knew I had to work twice as hard to prove I wasn't just a pretty face, Tiffany revealed. By the time she captured her first championship title, Tiffany Stratton had become a household name. Her face graced magazine covers. Her name trended on social media, and her matches drew record-breaking viewership. For many, she was living the dream. Yet, beneath the dazzling facade of her success, cracks were beginning to form. Cracks that would soon lead to the most challenging chapter of her life. For all the adoration Tiffany Stratton received, her meteoric rise also brought unparalleled scrutiny. As one of the most visible faces of the WWE, her every move, both inside and outside the ring, was under a magnifying glass. And while Tiffany had mastered the art of performing for the cameras, her personal life began to unravel in the public eye. The first controversy erupted during her peak, when rumors surfaced of backstage rivalries with fellow wrestlers. It was whispered that Tiffany's rapid ascent to stardom caused friction, as some accused her of receiving preferential treatment due to her marketability. A leaked video of a heated exchange between Tiffany and a veteran wrestler added fuel to the fire. Critics labeled her arrogant, while fans fiercely debated whether she was a victim of jealousy or the source of the tension. Tiffany's relationships outside the ring were also fodder for tabloids. A high-profile romance with a fellow wrestler, which started as a fan-favorite storyline, ended in a bitter and very public breakup. Both parties aired grievances in interviews, with Tiffany accusing her ex-partner of betrayal while facing allegations of her own infidelity. Social media turned into a battleground, with hashtags like #TeamTiffany and #TeamExPartner trending for weeks. But the most damning scandal came when Tiffany was implicated in a controversial sponsorship deal. A brand she had partnered with faced allegations of unethical practices. And while Tiffany claimed ignorance, critics questioned her judgment. The media frenzy painted her as someone willing to prioritize profits over principles, damaging her once spotless reputation. These controversies took a toll not only on her career, but also on her mental health. Tiffany later admitted in interviews that this period was one of the darkest of her life. "I felt like the world was against me," she confessed. "Every mistake I made was magnified. Every word I said was twisted." The once confident star began to falter, her performances in the ring reflecting her inner turmoil. Matches that were once met with thunderous applause were now overshadowed by boos and jeers. Tiffany struggled to balance her public persona with her private struggles. And for the first time, her career seemed to be slipping out of her control. The breaking point came when she was temporarily suspended from WWE following a physical altercation backstage, an incident sparked by mounting stress and personal frustrations. The suspension sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, and many began to speculate whether Tiffany's time in the spotlight was coming to an end. What followed was a period of isolation and reflection, as Tiffany retreated from the public eye to reassess her life and career. It was during this time that she began to chart a path toward redemption, a journey that would redefine her legacy. After the scandals and her suspension, Tiffany Stratton found herself at the lowest point of her career, isolated from the industry that had defined her. She faced an overwhelming wave of self-doubt and public criticism for the first time in years. The cheers of fans and the spotlight of fame were replaced by silence and solitude. It felt like the world had turned its back on me, Tiffany admitted in a rare and candid interview. But I realized the person I needed to face wasn't the fans, the critics, or even my peers. It was myself. During her time away from the WWE, Tiffany sought professional help to address the mental and emotional toll of her career. She began therapy, something she later credited as a turning point in her life. I had to unlearn so many destructive habits and finally allow myself to be vulnerable. She reflected. In addition to therapy, Tiffany became deeply involved in philanthropic work. She partnered with organizations focused on mental health awareness, using her platform to share her experiences and advocate for those struggling in silence. I didn't want anyone to feel as alone as I did, she said, her voice filled with conviction. Tiffany's comeback wasn't instant. It was gradual and filled with small, deliberate steps. When she returned to social media, her posts were no longer about glamour or performance, but about authenticity and growth. Fans were surprised, and many were moved by her honesty. Instead of deflecting her mistakes, Tiffany owned them, often sharing heartfelt messages about her journey to self-improvement. Her return to the WWE was met with both skepticism and cautious excitement. In her first match back, she faced one of her most vocal critics in the industry. The bout was emotional, symbolic of Tiffany's determination to prove she had changed. When she won, the crowd erupted, not just for the victory, but for the resilience she displayed in her performance. But perhaps the most poignant moment came in an unscripted segment during a live event. Standing in the center of the ring, Tiffany addressed the crowd, acknowledging her past mistakes and thanking her fans for their patience and support. "I'm not perfect," she said, her voice trembling, "but I'm here, and I'm ready to earn your respect all over again." Over the next few years, Tiffany worked tirelessly to rebuild her career. She focused on mentoring young wrestlers, sharing her hard-earned wisdom with those navigating the industry's pressures. Her matches became less about flashy moves and more about telling stories of resilience and redemption, resonating deeply with audiences. Today, Tiffany Stratton stands as a symbol of second chances, a testament to the power of confronting one's flaws and emerging stronger on the other side. Her journey from the top to rock bottom and back again has inspired countless fans, reminding them that failure is not the end but an opportunity to begin anew. Tiffany Stratton's story is a testament to the complexities of fame, the fragility of public perception, and the unyielding strength of the human spirit. From her meteoric rise to her dramatic fall and eventual redemption, Tiffany's journey has captivated fans and critics alike, offering a rare glimpse into the life of a star who refused to be defined by her mistakes. Her life serves as a mirror, reflecting universal struggles we all face: pressure, failure, and the need for redemption. Tiffany's willingness to confront her past, own her flaws, and fight for her future makes her story both extraordinary and relatable. She taught her fans not just about the thrill of victory, but also about the courage it takes to rise after a defeat. Today, Tiffany Stratton's legacy extends beyond the wrestling ring. She is a symbol of resilience, an advocate for mental health, and a mentor to those who aspire to succeed in the world of sports and entertainment. Her transformation has left an indelible mark, proving that redemption is possible for anyone willing to put in the work. as she continues to thrive. Tiffany reminds us that life isn't defined by our failures, but by how we rise from them. Her story challenges us to look beyond the surface, to understand the person behind the persona, and to find inspiration in the strength it takes to rebuild a life. Tiffany Stratton's life is not just a tale of triumphs and tribulations. It's a powerful narrative of hope, courage, and the unwavering belief that it's never too late to rewrite your story.